Okay, yeah, I'm chillin' with your chick, like a chicken, she gon' cover like she running through the city with the finger like she Sakura. I'm reppin' my opponents, from the way up like awesome, like you said you were.
With the launch of Season 6 of DeltaForce, there were some weapon balance changes, and one of the weapons that was touched by the balance changes is the R93. Now, it got its damage buffed from 74 damage base to 100 damage. Now, it doesn't actually start doing 100 damage up until a certain amount of meters, and then you have that gap between the start of when you're doing 100 damage up until the end, and that's what we commonly refer to as the sweet spot. So Battlefield 1 had this if you've ever played that game. All the bolt-action rifles had a sweet spot mechanic in which you could one hit to the chest at that specific range. And considering that buff, I thought it was well timed that I made my first sniper build for DeltaForce, and this one is an aggressive build that I want to share with all of you today. So we got a nice R93 here. Now, there aren't a ton of attachments that you can actually put on a weapon, but I'll go through them really quickly. So considering it's an aggressive build for the sniper rifle, we're going with the R93 lightweight short barrel to really get that handling fast, because we're going to want ADS as quickly as possible. For the muzzle device, I went with the Whisper tactical suppressors. So this actually displaces the entire sweet spot range, gives you extra control, which we don't really care for here. Slight cost in handling, you'll get extra stability at the cost of accuracy, but it does offer that weak gunshot suppression, so you get reduced minimap visibility when firing. And yeah, it is a really nice suppressor overall. Then with the heat shield, just put it on. There's no penalty. You get +1 handling for that now. There is a 15-round mag. I chose to not go for it because it reduces the handling by 8, albeit you can equip a mag mount when you put that mag on there, but the base magazine size for the R93 is 10 rounds, which feels totally fine. Then for the optic, I went with something a little bit more mid-range, not like a very magnified scope, so I went with the Viewpoint 3X because, again, aggressive sniper build, we're wanting to play within that sweet spot range, so go ahead and install that. For the calibration, now I calibrated the barrel with -50 grams and -10 millimeters, extra ADS speed, extra ADS movement speed. The reason being, you're going to be fighting in arguably closest to medium range engagements. The muzzle velocity in this case, not a big deal, and we did get a muzzle velocity boost with the Whisper tactical suppressor. And then with the optic, I just went with -20 millimeters in eye relief. Now, if we look at the actual stats of the weapon here, you can see 100 damage, but let's go look in the details. You can see it starts off at 0.8x, and then at roughly 32 meters, you're doing 1x damage, so 100 damage to the chest and to the stomach, up until this is like 60 meters. I think it's going to be 59 or 60 meters that you're doing the 100 damage to the chest. So this is really going to be the range at which you want to engage targets. And honestly, if you're engaging at less than 30 meters, chances are, if the person has an AR and SMG, you're probably dead. So you really want to play within that range here. And for the control, don't really care about that. For the ADS speed, we have a respectable 344 milliseconds at ADS speed for the bolt action, which is not bad, and we also increased the current ADS movement speed for stability. You know, didn't really focus on that, and then accuracy is whatever. You're not going to be hip firing this weapon anyways. But yeah, hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As always, thank you for watching, I would appreciate it, and I'll see you half in the next video. Have a good one.